estimates are important, and project managers can't really do their jobs if there aren't estimates. I mean, they're listen, as a project manager, I don't really want to deal with estimates either. I hate them. I think they suck, but they're necessary. So how do we find a way um, to get there from here, right? And I think so. One of the suggestions I had, one of the things that we do at my job, which is seems to be working well, especially as the team grows bigger, because it gets harder and harder to kind of keep your arms around this with bigger and bigger teams, is we will just say, look, there's these things out there that have to be done, right? We've got all these stories out there, or these tasks, or whatever, the tickets, or however term you're using. Our sprints are a week, and we say, okay, I can get this block of stuff done in a week. That's my estimate. And that way I don't have to go through each one and say, okay, this will take 4 hours, this will take a day and a half. I'll just say this block of stuff can get done this sprint. And that seems to be sufficient for not only the project managers, but the devs can generally make a pretty good estimation of, yeah, I think I can get these 2 or 3 things done this sprint.
Yeah, I like that. We're a little similar at Podia. Each project is like small enough. Typically, like if it's a big project, it's reduced down to multiple smaller projects, where we're not necessarily estimating like it'll take me X hours to do that. And that is helpful. And it reminds me a little bit, at my first job, we didn't have necessarily hard deadlines and estimates too, but we used Pivotal. And so we assigned points to things. And if you think I'm bad at estimating, you should see me try to assign points to something.
I hated that.
Oh gosh, I would be like, oh, I need to change this text label. Like that's definitely 3 points out of 3. Like I don't know. I'm the worst at that.
Right.
So.
Wait, what? Can you explain this points thing?
Oh.
So I'm going to say that I'm not an expert in any type of agile or anything. So we used a tracker where someone would add tasks for us to do, and they were user stories. So like as a user, I should expect this to happen. And then we would get assigned them, and we would estimate how long it would take based off 0 to 3 points.
So it's basically a level of effort.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think the problem for me is, yeah, it was more just about effort, less than time, I guess. But I was so bad at that. So I'm grateful I don't have to do points anymore. But
and kind of from the project management side, the point of that kind of system is my developers have this many points allocated to them per sprint. And if they tell me that these tickets that are assigned take this many points total, and it goes beyond that, I've assigned them too many things. But the problem that I always had with that is because the estimates are have to be so loose, that you end up spending a lot of time on something that doesn't really
look at the chat.
Drew, where the rules are made up and the points don't matter. That's kind of exactly it. It's whose line is it anyway for programming? Yeah, exactly. But it was too involved to be productive. So by the time you spent all that time, I could have finished a ticket or 2, right? Instead of going through there doing all that crap. It's easier just to say, look, I've got these 12 tickets. All right, these 3, I can do this sprint. Boom.
Frankly, this whole point thing sounds like a big mess. It's like too disconnected. Like, I mean, the metric that I'm most concerned about is time. So like if I have to get, even from a project management perspective, I'm a manager, project management perspective, I'm like, I want to know how long it's going to take to do a task. And even from a programming perspective, if I'm the programmer on it, I can estimate, clock time for it. So, I mean, whereas this point system, it seems to muddle things, in my opinion. But-
So and for what it's worth, I don't think they necessarily use the point system in terms of like estimating.
Okay.
Like we still have like daily stand-ups, but I guess I look at it too as like I was a junior and I think about the people I worked with who were incredibly talented, like higher than senior level people. When they put 2 points and I put 2 points, those are two different point systems in my mind. It got to the point, no pun intended, where I just stopped assigning points and like I would finish a task and be like, oh, that was like 2 points worth, and then assign it at the end after I'm like marketing is done. So
Yeah, well, that's what I found too when trying to use that. So because as I was learning to be a project manager, I was going through all these different agile systems and trying to implement these things. Oh, that sounds like a good idea. Well, yeah, a lot of them sound great on the whiteboard, but when you start actually using them, you figure out that this is not not cool.
If you like this clip and want to watch another one, you can click right here. Or if you want to watch the full video, you can click here.